People, Deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're all doing well and safe on this Tuesday morning. There's not much to speak about in relation to Arsenal, people, but what there is, or what barely talking points there are, we'll speak about them. First and foremost is something that I've seen developing overnight. Again, I know I need to do my video in relation to the under-23s in Chelsea's game. Robbie Burton allegedly is close to joining. Sorry, my laptop's making noise. Apologies, people. But like I said, Robbie Burton is destined, allegedly based on immersion reports, to sign for Dynamo Zagreb. Some reports have said they see him as a replacement to Dani Olmo. Now, for me, I'm not too sure how much to buy into that because they're slightly different players, for one. Two, again, Burton is yet to really taste senior football in an extended period. Olmo's done it in, obviously, Croatia and at under-21. So I think they're in the same bracket. They're not in the same bracket, sorry. But if Dynamo does see him as the replacement to Dani Olmo, then I can't fault that. I salute that. I've said he's at the age where he needs to play senior football now. He's playing for Wales, he's under-21s, he's captain the 23s. But the pathway looks blocked in relation to centre mid. Just look, we heard Guendouzi yesterday had been in a bust up with Arteta. His future might be uncertain, but you've got him, you've got Torreira, you've got Xhaka. Ceballos for this year's come into the picture. Joe Willock seems to be the youngster in that role. If Emil Smith-Rowe, who's described as an 8 and a 10, comes back into the fold, then you're pushed further down the pecking order. And you at your level, you've got the likes of Ben Cottrell pushing you for places, and you've got people just below him, admittedly, that I think will be better than him long term. But who knows, man? Who knows how things happen? If it is legitly interest from Zagreb and it is there, then I wish nothing to Robbie Burton but good luck. Obviously he's an Arsenal man, or he's come through the Arsenal academy, so we just want to see the best for him. And if he believes that's the next step to continue his senior career and the move he needs to make to advance his career, then realistically, who is anybody to tell him? My laptop is making some horrible noises, people. I really apologise. In relation to Graham Souness, and he's had some comments. Let's speak about him in relation to Aubameyang, people. He has said he's an exception. Oh, sorry. Let's start again. In relation to Mesut Ozil, he said there are a few players playing anywhere that have his type of ability. He keeps the ball, but the same old accusation, does he bust the gut? Well, I mean, he ran 10.7 kilometres and he is one of the most frequent runners, but I get it. Does he do the hard yards? No, he doesn't always. 1 goal in 10 months, still no. If he had a different attitude where he could get angry with himself if things aren't going well, he seems to accept things aren't going well. I don't think that's true. I think Ozil does get hard on himself. He does want to win and things like that. I think the difference with Ozil is maybe he has to take some responsibility. Is that if the game, I wouldn't say that if the game's not necessarily going his way, he does try. But if it's not a Mesut Ozil game where, you know, we can sit here and talk about, we know how we meant to build a side around Ozil and things. If it's not a game for Ozil, then Ozil is, you know, within the context of that, he's going to try, but that's it. He's not going to switch up his thing or dig deep sort of thing and change how he wants to play for that game alone, rightly or wrongly. That is Ozil. Our problem is, as great as Ozil is, you know, final pass, all these things, regardless of goals and assists, he's a good player. But we're at the stage where relying on Ozil over a 38-game period is very dangerous because we don't know what we're going to get. And he said if he could get angry with himself, he would still be at Madrid. That's not a lie. That's a lie. Arsene Wenger was easy on him. Emery was hard on him. Now it's the new manager's turn. He's not a boy anymore. He's a man who knows what he has to do to be successful. And I mean, he's a World Cup winner. I mean, Souness was talking at his bum at times. There was some things that were true in there. He's kind of got onto Aubameyang, but before that, he said he's at an 8 in relation to Ozil. He said he's exceptional. And at an age now, he should be at the top of his game, creating and scoring regularly and working his socks off for the team. He's a very special talent, but how do you make him focus where he's bang at it every time he goes out and does that and he crosses the white line? That's the challenge for the new manager. In relation to Aubameyang, people, he's kind of got onto Aubameyang. He said, all Aubameyang says is we feel better, we have an idea of playing, it's very clear, and we are trying to maintain this level. Aubameyang in his post-game comments in Newcastle also spoke, not in detail, but kind of said, you know, we're understanding Arteta's tactics and things like that. And I guess Souness has took an exception to that. He has said, what's having an understanding with the manager got to do with anything? Well, I mean, you need to man management, people management is first and foremost what you need to do. They have an understanding, whether that's their love for Arsenal, whether that's they've found common ground over tactics. The players need to buy into something. It doesn't make sense where you're going with Souness. But moving on, he said, in relation to the interview, he said, I don't like that. I don't like players talking like that. You know what you have to do. Okay, there's one young player and one senior player out there. Aubameyang, I think, is 31. I don't like players talking like that. You know, you learn. When you get to a certain age, you know what you have to do to be successful at this level. You have to run around with enthusiasm. You have to be aggressive. You don't give the ball away cheaply. You attack things in an aggressive manner. I'm not talking about going around fouling. Just everything about Arsenal in the first half was passive. In the second half, they became aggressive, played with passion, and to succeed at this level, you must have all the ingredients. When you lose the ball, you sprint back into position. I mean, Aubameyang does do that out wide. You get goal side as quickly as possible. Do you know what, people? I'm not even going to extend the rest of that because it's just seeming like passion merchant stuff, man. It's not really any relevance, and it is quite difficult to listen to. He did say, however, I get fed up of hearing tactics. The first thing you have to get right, you have to have the ball. So to get the ball, you have to get it first. And when you're in possession, and then a bit of a team shit, I'm not even going to continue. But it just seems, I don't know if it's his own management days and he's feeling a bit heartbroken and things like that. I don't know, but it is sounding a bit irrelevant, really and truly. He's spoken about Pepe and he's more or less compared him to Thierry Henry, which he needs to tread lightly. He said, I like him. I think there's a real player in there. If you think of their best ever player, Thierry Henry, coming here, didn't have a great first year, took a bit of time. I see Pepe being a star here. Great feet, electric, and that's something I agree with. I don't agree with using Henry's name in any capacity because there were some more comments, but yeah, I think he could be a good player for us. Just how big he wants to be as a Premier League player and how much he wants to engrave his name into Arsenal history is down to him and down to hard work. He's a good player. If he wants to be a Premier League great and an Arsenal great, only he can do that via good performances and destroying teams, really, in which he's got the ingredients to do. But it's down to him. In relation to Lacazette, regardless of your opinion on him, it's nice to see a man scored his first goal under Arteta in the league and his first goal in a while. You know what it means to him. You can see what he's doing for his confidence. Like I said, and still to a degree, he hasn't silenced any critics per se, but definitely since he signed for Arsenal from Lyon, this period that he stopped scoring goals has been the biggest question marks asked of Lacazette, because fair enough, Lacazette never been prolific at Arsenal in terms of scoring goals. He's had an okay goal scoring record and he's chipped in with assists, but mainly people, you know, they give him a bit of blame for that because of what he brings to the team, the pressing, the general play, the creativity, and making other people shine. The link up with Aubameyang hasn't always been there. Even them things have been eluding him. So hopefully all these things come back, and I mean, hopefully the goals are like buses for him and that he's got one now. Hopefully he gets another one next week and things. And you can see what it meant to him. And what I like, you can see what it meant to the players for him to get that goal. But Lacazette himself has said, I'm really happy. I'm really happy because I waited for this moment for a long time. As well, I'm touched because of the way all my teammates reacted when I scored that goal. It means a lot, and a lot for the spirit we have in the team. It was really hard and complicated because sometimes I had some games with no chances. Sometimes I missed or the goalkeeper saved it. Of course, for a striker, it's always hard not to score, but it happens. Hopefully, it's the last time for me. Hopefully, Lacazette, man, hopefully he can get back to scoring goals because we need everybody to turn up and do their thing to in the closing period of the season. What, February till March now? February till May, sorry. We're in the last sort of furlong. We need to, you know, we need to fight. We've come out of the December period in a disappointing way. We need to fight to have a decent season again. Moving away from that, Saka has spoken in relation to his future. He said, I just leave all that stuff to my agent and my parents. I just enjoy my football and play football. They're sorting it out. Of course, I'm enjoying my football, enjoying playing under the new coach. So we'll see what happens. And obviously, that's what you want to hear. Let his agents, and he clearly comes from a very hard-working and honest Nigerian background, and it's testament to his family. And obviously, he's been humble at Arsenal. And this is probably isn't the first time he's been linked with a move away. Someone probably tried to poach him as a school kid. So we have heard it. The new contract is a formality. His parents, he's a very grounded lad and humble lad anyways, and his parents are. So his feet are firmly on the ground. Obviously, it's a dream to be playing in the Premier League, but he's not getting ahead of himself. Obviously, he has some input in his future, because if he said, no, I don't want to play for Arsenal, they're not going to talk. If he says, yes, I do, they're going to talk. Obviously, he has some input. But he is, I do believe in his agents and whatnot. Obviously, they need to take care of his financial package, because you look at him, he's going to be a regular, he's going to be a future for Arsenal and hopefully for England. He needs to get respectable wages, minimum 20,000. Need to probably target about 60 for the 17 turning 18-year-old. Well, he's 18 now, I believe. He's still a young lad. I don't even know how old he is now, but either way, he's in his teens, so he deserves to get a decent deal. So I don't want to say I think it will happen, because at the end of the day, I don't know nothing. But I'm positive in Saka's case, but I'm positive as much as you can be. I apologize. I don't know why this thing is moving mad as well, people. I ain't got nothing open. I don't even need this anymore, so let's close this, man. You're just moving mad, making bare noise, man. Moving like girls that don't get no attention and that, man. You need to start showing off for the camera and that. Can't you see we're talking to DG Nation? You're acting up. How many videos you been on? You ain't done that before. Apologies, people. It's, you know, when people start acting up, man. If I blow, I'm not bringing you. But yeah, man, it'd be positive if Saka could stay and whatnot, man. Because as Arteta said, he takes responsibility. He takes risks in the final third. He's a player who wants to make an impact. And he has extreme amounts of courage, people. I really like Saka, man. And he has said, I'm playing, in relation to his playing right now, he said, I'm playing sort of as a winger when we have the ball. But without the ball, I have to come back and work on my clearances, my heading and stuff I haven't worked on my whole life. I feel like I'm doing okay right now. So that's someone who sees he's got a long way to go, someone that wants to keep improving, someone that strikes me as not believing their own hype, people, which is very promising, because a lot of young players believe their own hype. And I'd say, away from his attitude and all the good connotations we can talk about Saka, I love his playing style, because he what I like about him, when he plays, I just think the word I think is effective. Like, obviously he's skillful, you've seen with the nutmeg, but he's not doing a bag of party tricks, bag of stepovers and flip-flap and not getting anywhere. It might be a humble, you know, little drop of the shoulder, little nutmeg, I'm going down the line, pull it in the box, it's done. I like that sort of thing, 'cause I've seen many youngsters at Arsenal and elsewhere, you know, they've got all the tricks in the book, but it's not effective. You're not going nowhere. You can have a foul, you can do a million stepovers. If you can't get back past your fullback and set up your striker, you're a shit winger. Forgive me for my language. Forgive me, because we've seen it, you lot seen it. Bare wingers got bare skills, but goals and assists making a difference for the team, they can't do it, so they're not good. And Saka seems to understand, you know, end product is all that matters really and truly in this game, people. And I really like that from Saka, man. I mean, I'm a big fan of Saka. Emery has caught fire from Wenger as Wenger's hit back. Wenger has dismissed Emery's comments that Arsenal were in decline, even though we know. But I mean, it's hard to, as much as Emery might have rubbed people up the wrong way, a lot of what he said, you can't deny it, even though it was looking at with rose tints. And I think the same for Wenger. Clearly the team was declining, but the way he's hit back, I mean, you can't deny it. He said, in 2017, we had 75 points and we won the FA Cup. So you cannot say Arsenal were in decline. And the year before, 2016, we finished second in the league. 2018 was my last year, but it was very, very difficult to come out on that. Arsenal is a club that is in a very strong position financially. It has good players. After that, when you are a manager, you have to stand up for what you do and your result and not look around you. That is the only thing you can do. So, boy, he's kind of said, obviously, we were in decline, but at the end of the day, we did win silverware and we did have them points. In the same way, Emery can say he got us a better finish when he came and he got us to a Europa League final, even though when we look at it, you know, we was quite disgraceful in the final and there was other question marks over Emery. So Wenger's kind of hit back, and I mean, that is quite hot tea, people. And I mean, the end line for me is what really is a sting at Emery. When you are a manager, you have to stand up and look at what you do and your result and not look around you. And Emery, I know Emery has taken some sort of accountability, but it does feel like Emery, before he blames himself for his time at Arsenal, what he went wrong, he's looking at players, he's looking at this, he's looking at that. And do you know what? People take accountability in their careers, and I'm not going to say Emery doesn't, and I'm not going to criticise his managerial career because he's won 3 Europa League titles and he clearly is a quality manager. But boy, it is what it is in that regards, people. Really and truly, to be honest with you. Trying to find if there's any other things of relevance to speak about, people. I did have some comments on my laptop, but I can't find it in relation to, I think it was Lacazette and speaking about Arteta, but I cannot seem to source them, people, so it's a bit of a bummer. I'm trying to find them. Oh well, Arteta on Lacazette, he said, I'm so pleased for Laka. The reaction of the players and staff towards him. He fights hard for everyone. He's been unlucky. He'll gain confidence from this, and he knows how everyone appreciates him. But that actually weren't the comment, people, so I thought I would mention that. Yeah, I can't find it, people. Well, it is what it is. That's the only relevant news in relation to Arsenal I have. In fact, finally, we might as well talk about Jordi Osei-Tutu very briefly and quickly. Now, he's 21, maybe even 22, playing for VFL Busham. I can never say their name. I'm not watching them religiously, but every time I try and, you know, see how our young loanee's doing, he's in the squad. He's either not in the squad or he's not coming off the bench. I believe he's made 9 appearances this season. The last time he played in the league, I could be wrong, was in December. He was on the bench against Stuttgart. Mislintat's obviously there. And that young, is it Clinton Mola, formerly of Chelsea? He came off the bench. But I never saw Osei-Tutu. And the game before that, I'm pretty sure the same. And I know he didn't play against Hamburg. Like I said, I'm not watching them religiously, but he's not in the team like that. And I mean, he's played right wing for them. He's played fullback for them. 2 things he's done at Arsenal previously as well. I won't say his career's in limbo. I'm not even too sure on his contract length, and he could always impress Arteta. But I wonder what he thinks. I mean, you're not really playing on your loan, on loan. You've seen the club bring in Suarez, a right back. You've obviously got Bellerin. Maitland-Niles has been ahead of you in that department as well. What else is there as well? You've got a new manager in Arteta who's never seen you. I mean, you've got a lot to think about. You're barely playing. Is it time to move on from Arsenal in a permanent capacity in the summer? Because I look at him, bit different. I think Ben Shafe is playing regularly at Doncaster. He can't go back to under 23s or can't continue this cycle of coming back to Arsenal and being loaned out if he's not going to be given a chance. I think there's a couple of young players who need to make decisions over their futures. These two, I think Zach Medley as well. You saw Holden and Marie play at under 23s level, so Medley was dropped to the bench. Medley should have went out on loan like he tried to do in August. And I honestly believe it's a season wasted personally for Medley to try and make senior progress. I mean, even going back to the start, if the rumours of Robbie Burton Zagreb thing is true, don't know if he'll go straight away into the first team. I don't know. We don't even know if it's a loan or permanent. You've just seen his link, so I'm more inclined to believe it's a permanent one. You've got to go out there and get senior football now, man, because it's a lot of these players are going to get released from Arsenal, leave Arsenal in a couple of years, and they've got no senior experience. They'll get trials and stuff because they played for Arsenal, but they've got to really think about how they're going to have senior careers now. Not everybody can make it at Arsenal, not everybody can have senior careers, and everyone's going to go through some heartache. So you've got to be able to hit the ground running, really, because you look at Medley, I think Medley will have a career in the game, but if Medley was to get released tomorrow, obviously he'll never get released, but get released, people would listen to him because people tried him. He's been an Arsenal centre half, but when you get down to it, how much experience does he have? If I'm a League One side fighting relegation, am I going to slide Medley into my defence and think he's going to make the difference? The harshest reality is no, he's got good technical ability and whatnot, but he's very naive as a defender, so he needs to be experienced to the senior game. It's not going to happen clearly with our first team because even when we had a worse injury crisis, none of these young players, I'm not criticising the club, were called upon. I think someone like Harry Clark, he would be the one if I had to look at any of the academy centre-halves to get an immediate look in. Harry Clark would be the one because I think his season's been alright. And he signed a new deal. But even next season, them sort of man there, him, Swanson, all these men should be trying to get out of this and go and play on loan. Look at Olayinka. I think injuries robbed him, but he tried to go out on loan to Northampton and trying to progress his career. And a couple of them, specifically the ones at 23's level, are the ones that need to go out and do that. But there's nothing more for me to add, really and truly, people. We've spoken about Souness' comments in relation to Aubameyang and Pepe. We've obviously spoken about Robbie Burton and a couple of young players. We've touched on Saka. We've touched on Wenger. We've touched on Lacazette. And it is what it is in that regards. Hopefully we have a positive result against Everton on Sunday. Obviously, between now and then, I'll be bringing out other vids if and when the time permits and when there's something to speak about. On that though, people, there's nothing more to say. DG, I'm out. God bless. Thank you for watching and tuning in each and every time. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whoever you are, wherever you are in this world, whenever you're seeing this. God bless. See you soon. Comment, subscribe, share up the vid, do the rest. DG Nation, I'm out though.